This church has changed. Can I get an amen? Now, let's talk about that for a second. When we came here, this church was, I've been here for 30 years already, great church, doing great things, certain flavor, certain tasks, certain part of God's kingdom emphasis. And then you threw us in the mix, and this church changed. And for some of you, that meant that your Sunday morning changed, right? Like that was the limit. For some of us, it was Sunday mornings different. Now we got that guy speaking instead of the other guy, and that's the limit of the change. For some of you, it changed much more drastically than that. Over the last 5 years, you've had people come and go. I said 5 years ago that God would employ and deploy a bunch of us in the work of his kingdom. He certainly has employed a bunch of us, but he's deployed more than I had hoped for from the original body of believers here at Northwest Bible Church. And I just want to acknowledge that I'm aware that that's painful. To those of you who were here before us, you've literally experienced your church change. And yes, there's some great ways, but then there's this relational way that's really painful. You don't see the same faces. You don't have the same relationships. The friends that you have moved on. Some of them because God moved, and some of them because they chose to move. Honestly, there's both of those in the numbers of people who have left. But your church changed. And for some of you, dramatic. And I'm sorry that can be painful. I think in my passion for the gospel, my passion to reach this community, my passion for this church to look like Spring, Texas, I have not been in tune as a pastor to the pain of that change for some of you. I'm sorry about that. I'm glad that we have people who are sensitive that go, hey, slow down. This is hard for some of us. And people who wisely counsel and say, hey, let's think about this. And then I'm equally as excited about those who bravely say and courageously stand and say, yes, but we need this, and we need to do that. And it's going to be risky, and it's going to be rewarding. Let's take the risk and see what God does to give us the reward.